So I know we've all been burned before. Like, for example, with Star Trek Discovery. Woke trash. Picard Season 1. Woke trash. Picard Season 2. Woke trash. So finally, at last, somebody's realised that Alex Kurtzman is bad for Star Trek. It took long enough, but finally they've realised. 5 seasons of Discovery, although technically it's 4. 5th one hasn't been done yet. And 2 seasons of Picard for them to realise that he's bad for Trek. But nevertheless, we now have good Star Trek. And why is that? Because we've got Terry Matalas. Now, Terry Matalas worked on the DS9 series and also Voyager. So this is why you're seeing a shift with this season. So all I'm going to say right away here is, if you are a fan of Star Trek, then you will enjoy this season. It's been done in a way so that it incorporates the next generation cast and not just the main cast. It's been done in a way where the characters seem like this is where they would be at this particular time frame. The characters are acting how you'd expect them to act, and that is something to really point out. The character development and interaction is spot on, like no other. And then you've also got the design of the universe, like the way the ships look, etc., etc. It's all very spot on and all makes a lot of sense. And that's because we've got Terry Matalas, who worked on Deep Space Nine and Voyager, but there's also other people that have designed the ships and that designed ships and space stations, etc., etc., in those other series. The other thing is that, someone finally figured out, and I don't know why it took them this long to figure out, surely it's a no-brainer, but somebody finally figured out that if you're going to do a Picard series, you shouldn't really do that without the Next Generation cast. I mean, surely this is what they should have done from season 1. And just imagine if they had of, we would have had 3 great seasons of Picard, not just 1. So, yeah, it's a missed opportunity, but nevertheless, someone has finally figured this out. So I'm not really going to give away anything here that people don't already know, but you can basically watch the last time we saw the Next Generation cast, which would be technically Nemesis, the movie. You could have watched that last and then watch this, because the way this starts, it starts in a way that Picard's going to run into a character that he hasn't seen for 20 years. Now, if you work that out, that is Star Trek Nemesis, basically. And it's almost like their way of saying, yeah, don't worry about us, guys. We're doing our own thing. Ignore them 2 seasons that came before. This is like a soft reboot. We're carrying on 20 years after Nemesis, and this is what's happening. That's basically how they've done this. So, makes a lot of sense, and it helps because, as we know, the previous 2 seasons were really bad. So, at least in my head now, I can block them out. Now, a lot of people might be saying, yeah, but it's too little too late. Yeah, it might be, but if people get on board and watch this, this could lead off into something else. There's no reason why they couldn't do a Riker series after this. Or one of the other characters. You could do a spin-off from this. And if Terry Matalas is doing it, it will feel like Trek, like proper Star Trek. So I guess what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that if you're a fan of Star Trek and you're fed up with all this woke trash we've been getting, if you are fed up with Alex Kurtzman Trek, then you need to support Picard Season 3. We all made it clear to them over these past series of Discovery and Picard. We've made it clear by not watching. And the corporate Muppets have finally figured out that Kurtzman is bad for Trek because we all switched off our TVs. Now we have to do the opposite. We now have to support Picard Season 3. We need to turn our TVs on. We need to watch this. Because if we don't, then Trek's not going to change. And at the moment, Terry Matalas is trying to do good Trek. We need to support him. It is a great season. And I've told people to watch it, and they've come back to me and said, here, this is a good recommendation. And some of them have even been people who are not Star Trek fans. So that says a lot. Yeah, so all I'm going to say in closing is this feels like Star Trek. It looks like Star Trek, it feels like Star Trek. And if we want Star Trek to be back to what it was, we need to support this season. We need to support Terry Matalas. Because you can guarantee if the corporates see the levels go up, they're going to realise that this guy is good for that brand. And they will encourage more of it, I would have thought. So let's support this. Trust me, guys, if you like Star Trek, you need to watch this. You'll enjoy it, especially if you're a Next Generation fan. Don't worry, you're not going to be running into the same rubbish you got with season 1 and 2. You're not going to get the same woke trash you got with Discovery. You're going to get good Star Trek once again. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. And until next time, take care, stay safe. Nerdy Geezer out.